We're joined by Dina Doll on this, a attorney, analyst, and mother, by the way, which would be important maybe on a story like this. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, heartbreaking story. The most vulnerable children, obviously, you know, we count on parents to keep them safe, and obviously this couple is still presumed innocent unless they're convicted at trial, but the evidence isn't looking great. The fact that they have been arrested, they've been formally charged with murder, they've been charged with filing a false report. We also have some what's coming out about the father, a previous child cruelty conviction. So devastating, of course, for people who care about this baby.
What stands out, if anything, about their comments? This is from the NewsNation station KTLA out in Los Angeles, with them calling for baby Emmanuel's return right after he was reported missing. Watch.
I get the diaper and somebody said hola, and I didn't see nothing since. I woke up right here on the floor, and I didn't see Emmanuel.
Whoever took my son, please return him. We just want him back. We won't do anything to you. We just give us our son. Just keep him safe. Don't hurt him.
Man, I guess one of the things that obviously would stand out just from the appearance is the mother had a black eye.
Mm-hmm. True. And what I mentioned about the prior conviction of the father, which, you know, may or may not be able to come into trial as a prior bad act, but there was his daughter at the time was, you know, had injuries like severe trauma to her head, et cetera, that led to his conviction of a child cruelty charge. So, yeah, unclear whether or not there was some abuse there with the wife as well. But I have to say, I have seen so many accounts where parents, unfortunately, even parents, you know, will display emotion like that and then end up getting convicted at trial in a way that you can't sometimes fathom. But unfortunately, if this is the case, this isn't the first time I've seen it.
It's going to be hard to elicit any type of sympathy, I would think, for these people, depending on how much evidence, of course, is presented. But you're saying that maybe, or not saying, but maybe indicating that maybe the mother, you know, claims being abused by the father, or maybe that's part of her potential defense. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, they will ask for a separate trial for that purpose. That way she could kind of point it to him and say that she was under his influence, that she was, you know, abused herself. But, you know, you don't always get separate trials. That's something a judge will have to consider. And if they get tried together, then, you know, that makes it a lot harder. But regardless, even if she claims abuse for herself, it's very hard to get a sympathetic jury when you are the person in charge of the safety of that child and you don't keep them safe.
Maybe, Dina, while you're with us, quick thoughts on one other legal issue that came up today, and that would be the death penalty, which I think we have in 27 states, and of course the federal level as well. But the reason it came up today is the president raised it as a possibility in the District of Columbia, Washington, D.C. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit unclear what he meant there. Did he mean that federal, if they're charged with federal crimes, you can commit a murder and it could be considered a federal crime in addition to a state crime, depending on the murder, where the jurisdiction is, how it happened. And if that's the case, the federal government already has the option of imposing a death penalty on murders. If he was speaking about purely state crimes, that's going to be a lot more difficult. D.C. has, according to Congress, they have like a home rule. They have the ability to govern themselves to some extent. Of course, they're not a state, so it's not as clear cut, but they have decided not to have the death penalty for their local quasi-type state crimes. So if he's talking about that, most likely, you know, then you open up a whole can of worms. That act that Congress passed back in the 70s, giving them the home rule, would get looked at. And frankly, if he is talking about that, you're going to have D.C. residents call even more to become a state, because if you go against the voters' wishes, most likely they're going to want more chance to govern themselves. But it was a little unclear there if you meant federal murder crime or the local.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.